Okay, well, hello there, everyone. Firstly, it's great to be back. I've just some time off. It's been a busy week. And today, we're talking about the home debut of our 22-man squad this week. No youngsters in it this time, sadly. I thought some of them youngsters did okay. Obviously, a bad loss at Featherstone. But it's a friendly. There's always more to come from other games. And there's every chance that we could win or lose any week. Bottom of the league has a chance of beating tops. You can beat anyone. Any team can beat anyone, really. So let's get into the squad. And this week we've got a full 1 to 17 in squad numbers, including 2 of them returning from injury, including Elliot Minchella and Reese Kennedy. So let's start from the bottom with Phoenix Lalu Tongagai. Now Phoenix played really well against Featherstone, I must say. He did amazing. First half was amazing, second half could have been better, but not terrible. Could have been better though. Sam Luckley was solid in defence, same in attack. Hopefully same again this week in the squad. Sam Wood, he had some good carries and some bad carries. He did well in some scenarios, yet bad in others. Good player overall, but I don't know. Dane Hadley, been at the club for a bit of a while now. I think he's a good player and he's the exact player you want around your team, like I said in the last video of this. Next up is one of my favourites, Mikey Lewis. Good to have him back in the squad after he had surgery in the off-season, now that I remember it. Will Dagger did his Achilles last season, and he did it quite badly from what I remember, in like round 23 or something like that. And he's returning in this game. Good player, can be a good kicker when needed, and a good utility. Next up, you've got Matty Staunton. He failed a HIE in that game against Featherstone, but as it was 2 weeks ago that game, that means that Matty is allowed to play after, because you can't train for 12 days after you fail a HIE. So Matty's back in the squad. Next up is new recruit James Batchelor. It's good to welcome him into the squad for hopefully his debut this weekend. Same with Reese Kennedy. Big 6'5", I think he is, or something like that. Prop in the number 15 shirt. Then we've got 14, Jez Litton, a really good player, got some good legs out of dummy half. Elliot, a really good ball playing loose forward. Highly rate Elliot, he's got some good highlights on YouTube if you want to go check that out. Kane Lynette, it's good to have him in the squad. He missed a good chunk of last season through injury, but he did catch the end of the season. Frankie Holton was in the 27 shirt last season, which is quite high, but it shows what a good season you have that is in the actual first and second rower shirts. You've got our player of the year from last year, George King, in the squad, which is quite good. Like having a King in the squad. Then you got Matt Parcell, who didn't feature last week. He's a good player, Matt Parcell. Missed out on the end of the season through a knee injury. Picked up against Wigan. But he's a solid player and he should be back and better than ever. Suaso Jesse Sue, 30-year-old that we've signed from the NRL. From what I've seen, he's a good tackler in defence and he can take some good carries wearing the number 8 shirt. Next up is someone who played last week and it's Jordan Abdul. He had a solid game. Could have been better, could have been a bit worse. But he wasn't terrible. Next up, we've got an England international from this year's World Cup, Ryan Hall. He didn't feature too much once we were out the group stages, but when he played quite well. Got, I think, a couple of doubles in tries. Then you got SKD, who also missed the end of last season through injuries. He had a problem with his throat because he had like a hand to the throat or something. Then he did his MCL, which isn't very good for skids. But hopefully he'll be back and better than ever at the ripe age of 35. Next up is someone who played quite poorly in my opinion last week, and he was a bit cold, Tom Opachik. Now, he's a former Parramatta player, didn't play that well last week, but he was freezing. He was probably shivering. So let's hope he does better this week when it might be a little bit warmer. Next up, Ethan Ryan. Great 2022 Ethan Ryan had. Poor performance in the friendly last week. Do I still rate him? Yeah. Then lastly, we've got Lachlan Coote, who was our kicker last year and failed 3 HIAs, and results in missing the last 3 games of 2022. So that rounds it off for Hull KR. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. So I will see you all in the next.